thank you again for joining Proudofit podcast. I really appreciate those out there that have been listening and taking um, the initiative to actually implement some plans of action against this evil culture which has been destroying our teenagers, our youth, and even the babies themselves. And it has been doing this for many years now, perpetuating an evil plan to destroy this whole entire nation through the brainwashing and planting of evil seeds within our children's minds, and even corrupting them to the points of causing them to commit the most evil acts that we've seen through the children of this evil system, this beast system, which we have grown to accept, and how the evil practices that we've implemented into our system have totally failed our children's futures, and even those that are delivering the children into this world. They are totally on a path to destroy all that is good within this culture. This culture has, for many, many years, been raised to love one another, cherish one another, and be a great part of society. Now we are seeing teenagers accepting and becoming these evil, diabolical parts of the system which has been implemented in the schools, in the media, in all forms of media, radio, pop culture, the YouTube movement, Facebook, with all the other illegitimate cousins of those programs and apparatuses. This is the age of destruction. This is the tearing up of many, many years of work and dedication from men and women across this land, and a total disregard for any of the old, and throwing out the old and in with the new. And the new means destroy every possible person that you possibly can to gain as much greedy money and power without ill regard of life, liberty, and the freedoms for which we should stand. And now we are in a time of turmoil, no peace in our society. We are seeing rampant crime rates throughout our school systems. We are seeing rampant crime rates without our communities, and our children are suffering at the hands of these diabolical, manipulative cops, manipulative politicians, and the manipulating of a society to accept mediocrity as we continue to delve deeper into the most evil practices that this nation has ever come upon. We have stopped worshiping. We have stopped abiding by what we know is right. We are accepting evil. We are accepting our children to be evil. And we are accepting hell as our reward. And I will tell you, people, the time is coming where you will have to choose your own lives for the sake of those in this nation, the young ones in this nation, for they are being forsaken by this evil, corrupt government, and those who have no heart, no dignity, no honor, and no intelligence to understand the severity of the crimes being committed against our young, and how this is perpetuating a fight for our future. Truly, it is a fight for our future at this point. People need to realize that there is no more question of what the motives are. The motives are is to protect the mobs and put anyone who goes up against a mob in prison. We have many good men and women in prison right now because they stood up to the mob, but the mob wants nothing but destruction upon the good people of this nation. The mob wants total irregard of what life, liberty, and this pursuit of happiness means. And right now we're in a pursuit for hell, destruction, and a total blackout. And I tell you people, if you don't stand up, if you don't start fighting, then guess what? God is raising up an arm. He is raising up an arm in the east that will come to this nation, and it will destroy this nation. It will totally bring this nation to its knees. And it's already happening. It's already happening. And many people continue to allow these adults to manipulate these children and destroy their lives, knowing damn well what is actually going on. And nobody within the churches, within the communities, are saying anything because it is what the Bible says. They will even fool the elect. They're even fooling those that should be able to comprehend what is going on. But because the elect want to be popular, and they want to shake hands with everybody, and they want to get along with everybody, we are having a national crisis because of this. We are having a national crisis for our children's sake. Our children are being killed within their schools. They're being killed out of school. They're being killed in every baby mass murder facility. Mass murder facility for the most corrupt government that's ever come upon this earth. As far as I'm concerned, they are allowing the most corrupt people to teach our children, the most intellect, but the most corrupt, the most evil presence that should never have been even in the company of children are now in the company of children. This is a total disregard, and those who can sit by and say they are Christian or they are this, but continue to allow such evil and rampant crime and criminals to run rampant and destroy the children within America, within all these different places around the world, who take their guidance from us and just allow them to continue to destroy what has been built on such a solid rock and should have never been able to be moved, is now being cast aside, and next will be thrown into the lake of fire. Because that is where we're headed, people. The lake of fire. Our children's lives are being headed into the lake of fire. Because we are not taking care of business. We are not making sure that our business for our children's lives are being taught, are being respected, and being honored. And we should be ashamed to even call ourselves parents or anything of a guardianship over those that are so young and so precious, but we continue to allow them to be killed, to be destroyed, and no protection know nothing. We are sitting ducks. We have become sitting ducks, and they are taking us out one by one, hand by hand. Many, many that have tried to get their voice out have been censored, put in a prison cell, or killed in some violent manner to get the rest to understand that no amount of rebellion will be accepted. We are in a total free fall for our future. Every other nation is rising and rising high and soaring high above us at this point. We have allowed our children to be taught that there is no God and that the only thing that they should be worried about is a college education. And these things are so far from the truth. College educations are nice. They can make you money if you actually study, but at the same time, what they are teaching in these colleges and what they are allowing to happen within these colleges, many women are being raped in these colleges, they're being raped in these schools, they're being raped. And then the rapes are being, the children coming from these rapes are being killed and slaughtered, and we say that that is good. We are totally flipped on our backs. We do not understand how far we have fallen. That is the greatest, that's already a sign of defeat when you can't even tell how far you are. That you don't even realize that you've already hit the ground, that you're already on the ground, and that your countrymen are already dead. That is where we're at, people. People don't even realize how serious this matter is. They're taking it all as a joke. But guess what? Just like 9/11 woke up that generation of people to a fact that this world, it can change in the blink of an eye. I promise you, you're about to see the changing of a whole world in the blink of an eye. Forget about a nation. A whole world is about to change in the blinking of an eye. Because what people don't understand is America is the only rock for the rest of the world. It is the anchor. And when this anchor and when this ship goes down, the rest of the world is going to go down, down, down. It's like a drain. We are the stop on the drain. And once that stop is gone, the rest of the world is going to suffer. And even our own nation does not realize how much of a responsibility that our children, that our men and our women have upon the rest of this world, and how much they do not understand of the rest of the world, that of how they are trying to destroy us. And when I say destroy, I do mean destroy. I don't mean a remnant. I don't mean nothing. I mean total destruction, a total genocide of America and those who call her allies. I'm telling you, the truth of the matter is God has done this because of our disregard for Him and His young, which He has given as a gift. And even those that think they are doing right by allowing these babies to be murdered in billions now, millions and billions of babies around the world being murdered, I'm telling you, God is angry. God is ready to destroy this wickedness from this earth. And those that continue to go to church and continue to ignore the problem and think, oh God, I'm going to let God take care of it. Guess what? God is going to take care of you, because He is giving you a life, and He didn't give it to you to live your selfish life. He gave it to you to give your life so that others may live. And now we are in a total disregard for anything about the real living God in America. Everybody thinks it's a joke. Everybody's just goes because their mom and dads went. But you know what? It's a living, he's real, and he is really mad. He is really pissed at this point. He is pissed at those who continue to say nothing but stand in the pulpit every Sunday preaching about matters that don't matter, about living your best life. This isn't the time to be living your best life. This is the time to be giving your life so that possibly this ship could be steered in the right direction. Because right now we are in a sudden free fall of humanity and the respect and dignity that should be given towards life. We should not think of life as how long can we live, but how long do we have till we have to give our life for a cause. And this is a cause because right now we are headed for hell. This country is headed for hell. The children, the teenagers, the communities, the social aspect of this nation is going to hell. And nobody is realizing it. Nobody is waking up. Everybody's falling more and more asleep as the days go on. More and more people don't understand the repercussions of us allowing gay marriage into our social structure and how evil and destructive that practice is towards a nation that says it's a nation that trusts in a God, the living God of the Bible. We are in total disrepair, and we need help, and we need to understand that God is our way out. God is our way out. And I'm not talking about waiting for God to come back. I'm not waiting. God is our answer, meaning we can live, we can fight, and we can die because we know He is with us. But you know what? We're not saying that in our churches. We're saying, oh, be good little boys and girls. Accept the beast. Accept him. Bow down to the shot in your arm. Bow down to the music being played on your radio. Bow down to the shows being played on your TV. Bow down to the sexual assaults that are coming upon you. Bow down to the murders and rapes and the victims. Bow, 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 bow. And they're telling our children to bow. And see, they don't even have to tell our children because men are now bowing to this beast. Men are now bowing. And then men have children. And then children see the men bowing. And so they bow. So there you go, people. And you go to church every Sunday repeating what the Lord says, but do nothing. You are an empty vessel. You are an empty soul. You have no understanding of truth. That is your problems, people. You have no understanding of what children mean to the living God. We're not just talking about American. We're talking about every kid in this whole world, what they mean to the living God. And we are allowing the devil to devour them. It's like looking at a bunch of chickens and they just hatched, and you just keep letting the snake eat every chicken. You don't go out there, you don't shoot the snake, you don't try to chop his head off, you don't do nothing. You just continue to let him eat until everyone is gone. And that's exactly what we've done in this country. We're continuing to let evil reign. We're not doing nothing about it, and we continue to talk about it. We continue to discuss it, but that is not getting the job done. God doesn't see nothing in that. He said sacrifice. He said greater than sacrifice is laying oneself for his brother. And guess what, people? Both have their aspects. But right now, there is much that needs to be sacrificed for at this point, for our children's sake, for the sake of what we should be standing for and standing against, and that we should not be allowing such behavior within the social confounds of our government, within the social confounds of our institutions, within all of these different apparatuses that we have, and we're allowing the behavior to be so misbehaved and allowing it and worshiping it and bowing down to it. And many keep laughing and acting as though they're going to find a dad that's happy with them when they leave here because they did nothing. And we better get our thoughts right and understand our children are in grave danger. They are in grave danger. They are dying by the thousands, by the millions of drug overdoses and all types of ordeals. Our children are losing their lives to foolishness, to the most foolish of acts. They are going to hell because of foolishness that we are allowing them to do. We are allowing them to act in such ways that they are being totally wiped from the world because their thought processes are no longer entangled in anything of any good. Their thought processes are totally out into the open world. And that open world is being destroyed. We have to get our minds back on track. We have to get our processing back on track. I mean, these are not the days to be laughing and singing and dancing and parading around. You should be mourning the fact that you're watching your nation, that your children are going to be heaped in blood to the ceilings of this nation, that the blood will run from one sea to the other because of your lack of due diligence in your duty as a mother and father, that your sons and daughters will be taken off and destroyed because of your lack of discipline, because your lack of understanding. The lack is not from God. God says, I am sufficient, but you lack. You lack discipline to discipline your children. You lack love. The love enough to whoop your kids and make them do right. You lack the mental fortitude to understand that you must do these things to cause them to do the right thing. You are lacking, and you're going to be found lacking, and your children are going to be found lacking. They are lacking what God is wanting them to be, and you're allowing this lack. And if we don't stop it, if we don't try to make a change, our children are destined for destruction. And our nation is becoming desolate. It is going to become a river of blood, and it will flow, like I said, from sea to shining sea, because of the lack that we've allowed to come into our children's lives and not raising them up to be strong in faith, strong in their belief of God, and the strength to stand against the evil that is so prevalent within our societies now, that all are bending and bowing to it. All are being destroyed by it. All are accepting these evil men and women who are rapping about evil, who are nothing more than devil worshiping. Worshiping the devil and what he can give them. Worshiping what he will enthrone. I'll tell you right now, anybody that thinks that God is blessing these rappers for rapping about killing, rapping about women, and having sexual deviancies with these women, and you think God is blessing that, you are crazy. The devil has got you fooled, and that's the thing. He's fooling the children. He's fooling the youth to thinking that these are good people. I want to tell you right now, nothing is good about a man who allows for children to hear such a message as those being rapped about and being sung about in most songs, even country music songs. We have lost our sight. The country has gone blind and dark. And believe me, China is going to cash in. And it's kind of like if you've ever seen the movie RoboCop, when the guy says, the guy's trying to get the grenade out of the house and he's trying to throw the grenade. And then on the screen he hears, "I'm going to cash you out." Well, that's what China's about to do to us. They're about to cash us out. Because if you think for 1 second that China don't see the weakness, that China sees the lack in America, you are totally dumb and ignorant to truth. And believe me, many are. Many tell me every day, there's no way. Oh, believe me, with God in an evil nation, there is always a way. There's always a way to cause destruction. With an evil nation as ours, God will make a way to destroy this evil culture and those who continue to delve deep into it and enjoy its fruits, which will bitter and turn bitter within the mouths of those who continue to enjoy seeing women being raped and killed, children being raped, children being destroyed within their communities. Those who continue to allow this mediocrity, guess what? God is going to raise up a nation and that nation will cash this evilness out. Not only that, he'll do one even better. He'll cash both out. He'll cash China out. He'll cash America out. And all nations will bow. Because at this point, like I said, our children are being sacrificed. Sacrificed for an evil culture that is not right in the head at all. And we continue to allow these ignorant people with no brain, no common sense, and very evil. They're just plain evil. They have common sense, but they're evil. They're evil, and they're preaching this evil into the schools, into the churches, into the synagogues, into every mouth that they can preach it into. And everybody's starting to just accept it They've been accepting it. They've been accepting gay marriage. They've been accepting transvestites. They've been accepting homosexuality. They've been accepting pornography. They've been accepting all the rapes that are happening within their communities. They're accepting it. They're accepting the murders happening within their school systems. They're accepting. Everybody is accepting all of this. And everybody can walk around like there's some high and mighty. But how can you walk around high and mighty as you accept babies being killed within your communities on a mass level? I mean, do you not understand? Are you not awake? Are you asleep? Is your brain left your body? Have you had a traumatic brain injury? Do you not understand the severity of what we are accepting into our nation? What we have been accepting into our nation? Can you not turn around and look at the darkness that is around you, engulfed you, and see that God wants you to do something about it, and you're not? You just keep listening to the newsman about the same old news. And you're not listening to the good news. The good news is you can fight against this. That you can die fighting against this. And guess what? You'll live. But if you continue to accept this, you're going to die. And you're going to die and go to hell. When are the preachers going to start preaching the true message that needs to be preached right now? This message right here. That if you want to fight, you can fight. It is better to fight and die with honor than to die with dishonor and bow to such evil. Such evil. Our nation needs strength. It needs strong men. Strong men. And when I say strong in the Lord, to understand that they have as much a chance as anybody if they continue to fight the good fight. You're better to be in a civil war than to be in a dead war. What we're in right now is a dead war. Nobody's fighting, but the war rages on. And it's raging in every city in America. Every city in all these nations is raging. And many are dead. They're dead to understanding that if they don't fight, they're going to die anyway. You're going to die anyway. You're going to die anyway. Do you not understand that? When a hypersonic missile hits your city, you're going to die anyway. Why not fight for what is right now and maybe steer the ship? At least try. Right now, the way you're doing it, you're going to die anyways. I mean, and even at that, you're going to die anyway. Everybody's going to die. It's just how are you going to die? Are you going to die trying to change the course of a whole nation? Are you going to be written down in its history as trying to rewrite the ship? Are you going to be written down in history as carried away to Babylon, where you suffered at the hands of an evil nation? Because believe me, people, when China does finally take this nation, and it will, when it finally does, you're going to be led off. You're not going to be working. You're not going to be doing nothing. You're going to be doing what they want you to do. And you might not be doing nothing because, like I said, they're going to kill you anyways. They're not coming here. They're going to bomb this place into oblivion. You want to know why it says Mystery Babylon will only be, they'll be gone in a day? Because when these bombs that they have hit your cities and hit every part of this nation, there won't be nothing left to salvage. Salvage your children. Salvage your life. Salvage your future. Salvage what little Christianity is still in you. What little bit of faith that is still in you. Sacrifice it. Give it for a cause that is worth it. Because even if you don't, you're still going to die. This nation has to understand that God will be with us. He will fight with us. He will destroy all that is under our feet. But if we keep on thinking we're Jesus, that we have to walk on water, we are not Jesus. David wasn't Jesus. Solomon wasn't Jesus. Abraham wasn't Jesus. We are not Jesus. We should not pretend to try to be Jesus. We should be pretending that we are able to win a war with the faith that we possess, the little bit of faith that is left from the prayers of those who went before us. I tell you, people, we have a massive problem within America, and our children are worth every penny it would cost. You know, throwing all that money at the Afghanistan war, we could have threw that money at our children for the war against this evil that has been thrown amongst our children, thrown into our school systems. But because of the ignorance of those in power, they've allowed our children to continue to listen to such nonsense as what they preach. And we continue to tell them to listen. We continue to tell our young children to listen. I tell you, people, please wake up. Spread this message. Spread this. Proudofit Podcast is not here to neglect the duties of what I've been sent here to do, which is to wake up the masses to the fact that your livelihood, that your futures, that your families, that your children, that all these things that really matter are not going to matter if you don't take the initiative to get up and go do something that needs to be done. Get up and clean up your communities. Get up and go fight for your communities. Get up and go make sure mediocrity is not sitting in your places of power within your communities. I just thank those, though, that are listening, that are spreading this message, because it needs to be spread, and many more need to hear it, because we only have a little bit of time left, and we only have a certain amount of time to change this for our children's sake, for our future sake of this nation that is worth fighting for. I thank y'all. God bless. Please spread this message. Please send a donation if possible. And I will talk to you on the next one.